Imagine your boss handing you your paycheck, and it's a jug of beer. No deposit, no app notification, just beer. Every single day. That wasn't a joke. That was literally how Egypt paid the people who built the pyramids. And by the end of this video, you're going to look at your own paycheck completely differently. Let's set the scene. You're a worker in ancient Egypt. Around 1200 BCE, you show up to a massive work site. Maybe it's a tomb, maybe it's a temple built for a god. At the end of the day, there's no cash register waiting for you. There's no coin changing hands. Instead, you get bread and beer every single day, like clockwork. This wasn't a bonus. This was your salary. Historians uncovered records from a village called Deir el-Medina, basically the workers' town for the men building royal tombs in the Valley of the Kings, and their actual pay stubs, carved into stone and written on broken pottery, show rations of bread and beer as standard wages. Think about what that really means. The concept of a salary, something people rely on to survive, is older than money itself. Coins didn't even exist yet in Egypt at this point. Beer was the currency. So why beer specifically? Why not gold or something that just looks impressive? Because beer was food. It was calories, thick, nutritious, and critically safer to drink than the river water, which could make you seriously sick. So when you got paid in beer, you weren't getting a treat. You were getting your survival for the week handed to you in liquid form. Your paycheck today goes toward rent, groceries, bills. Their paycheck literally was the groceries. No middleman, no bank, no waiting 3 to 5 business days for a deposit to clear. Some workers were paid close to a gallon of beer a day. That's not a celebration. That's payroll. But here's where the story stops being cute and starts being genuinely relatable. There's a documented case, one of the earliest labor strikes in recorded human history, where the tomb workers at Deir el-Medina didn't get their bread and beer rations on time. And what did they do? They walked off the job. They sat down, refused to work, and marched to demand what they were owed. This happened around 1170 BC under Pharaoh Ramesses III. No unions, no labor laws, no HR department to file a complaint with. And yet these workers understood something with total clarity. If you don't get paid, you don't work. That instinct hasn't changed in 3,000 years. Now here's the part that really gets interesting. Beer wasn't just about staying alive. It was also about rank. Higher status workers, scribes, and officials received more beer and better bread than ordinary laborers. So your daily ration wasn't just payment, it was a visible marker of exactly where you stood in the workplace hierarchy. More beer meant more respect. Sound familiar? That's the ancient version of a corner office, a reserved parking spot, a bigger bonus at the end of the year. We still signal status through what we're compensated with. Egypt just did it with jugs instead of job titles. So why does any of this actually matter now when we get paid through direct deposit instead of drinks? Because it proves something simple. Work in exchange for survival is one of the oldest contracts in human history. The tools change beer, coins, paper money, an app on your phone, but the deal underneath stays exactly the same. You give your labor, you expect to be provided for. And the moment that deal breaks, people push back. They always have. So next time your paycheck feels like it barely stretches far enough, remember this: somewhere in Egypt, 3,000 years ago, someone was doing the exact same math with a jug of beer in their hands. If this changed the way you think about your next paycheck, hit subscribe, because I'm breaking down one of these ancient meets modern stories every single week, and some of what's coming is even wilder than this. And tell me in the comments, would you take the beer or keep your regular paycheck? I want to actually see your answers.